Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. Focusing in on how to be assertive, how to actually channel your emotions more positively with a covert narcissist abuser. That's one thing a question I get a lot from my clients is, how for them to properly place their anger or their frustration or their disappointment with a covert narcissist. Because the covert narcissist is essentially like living with someone or being married to someone who is like Fort Knox in terms of their emotions. They are, like a steel wall, a steel cage, really isolated, really sort of hiding behind, living behind a very sort of strong, thick wall of emotional protection. And this really is very much misunderstood by the people involved in their life because they tend to take responsibility for this covert narcissist behavior. They tend to think it's something that they did. They tend to feel something that they blame themselves for. I wasn't a good wife. I should have spoke up about this earlier. How come I wasn't assertive? How come I didn't see this coming? Why did I allow this to continue? Well, the covert narcissist, they lure people in. They have a charm, oftentimes, which is a mask, which is a false self, which we see created in the life of a covert narcissist. So, real quick here, when we're talking about a lot of deep stuff here, and if you've never studied psychology, I applaud you very much for your hard work in learning some of these new concepts. For someone like myself who studied psychology and education and things of this nature, I mean, this is a passion of mine, but I also, and I really have a passion to help others. So I really give you quite a bit of credit for taking the journey. So anyway, the covert narcissist and narcissists in general, they're typified by a couple of different hallmark personality disorder traits. One, they have a heightened sense of self-importance, a superiority that they feel about themselves in direct contrast to how they feel about others. In other words, others are underlings. They are less, they're inferior to them. So they just have this ingrained in them. And we're not discussing the causes here. The causes can stem back from childhood, etc., as well as being inborn. Certain nature and nurture together. So anyway, so we have this heightened superior sense of self, and then also coupled with a lack of empathy. So empathy is the ability to feel, understand, and relate to and acknowledge the feelings, needs, wishes, and desires of another. So empathy is really what makes us human. It's, what connects us to others. It's when we say, I get it, I relate to you. Wow, it's when you see a horrific thing and you feel it in the pit of your stomach and you go, oh my God, that's horrible. I can't believe that. Like, you're able to feel others' emotions. You're able to feel their experience. Now, the narcissist is very devoid of this. And it's even more pronounced in a psychopath, which we talk about here on the channel. I have a number of different videos in my channel here. So if you haven't gone back through some of the older ones, do take a look at those. I go into a lot of those in quite a bit of depth. But anyway, we're looking here at the covert narcissist, and really then the impact on on others in terms of what did I really do to create this in the beginning.